why this Alaskan town will experience 64 days of darkness. In the town of Okuyevik, Alaska, the winters can be particularly brutal. The average temperature of the northernmost town in the U.S. in December rests below zero, and the city undergoes a unique experience of polar night, which for them is a period of more than 60 days of darkness, when the residents live without daylight. Utqiagvik Mayor Asiswan Tuvak says that the most days people do not venture outside because of that reason, but the time of year is still the season she most looks forward to, as the town also has polar days, or 24-hour daylights, from May through about August. Finally being able to go out, okay, the sun's going down. She says, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I feel that it's time for some good rest, says Tuvak. This year, Utqiagvik will experience their final sunset of 2024 today, November 18. They won't witness the sun again until January 22nd, 2025. Polar night is best explained as a period where the sun remains below the horizon for more than 24 hours, says Jennifer Mercer, the Arctic Sciences section head at the National Science Foundation. The phenomenon is caused by the Earth's axis tilt of about 23.5 degrees. Polar nights occur in both poles during the winter months, in the northern hemisphere from September to March, and in the southern hemisphere from March to September. Alongside parts of Alaska and Canada, Greenland, Finland, Norway, and Russia also experience polar nights. Antarctica is the only place that experiences it in the southern hemisphere. The further south or north you go, the longer polar night occurs. In the South Pole, the season when the sun is up or daylight happens for 24 hours is about 6 months, Petrov says. By contrast, the equator experiences 12 hours of daylight with some variations year-round. Since Utqiagvik is located north of the Arctic Circle, it looks away from the sun. While the sun will not rise as it typically does for the rest of the Earth, it's not pitch black. What they experience during the day is twilight, when the sun is sitting just below the horizon. Total darkness only occurs when the sun is below the horizon far enough that there is no twilight, says Mercer. Tuvak says that it still can be a bit bright during the day and describes it more so as permanent cloudiness. And when night does arrive, it becomes a great period to observe the northern lights, which were more visible this year due to the sun reaching the peak of its magnetic cycle in October, according to NASA. NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center scientist Leonard Petrov says the best way to visualize the reason behind polar night is to imagine the Earth as a ball that is rotating around the lamp. And what you'll see is that one half of the ball is lit by the lamp and another part of the ball is permanently shadow, he says. In that case, we would have daytime in one hemisphere and permanent light in another hemisphere. In Utqiagvik, which boasts a population of less than 5,000 people, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, just over half of the population identifies as American Indian and Alaska Native. Many families have been living in the town for generations, which Tuvak says allows them to thrive during the long stretches of winter. When the sun does rise above the horizon for the first time again in January, though often for less than an hour, it's a period of celebration for the town. Our college, the only tribal college in Alaska, they always do a celebration every year where they get singers, drummers, dancers, and do traditional dancing, what they call the Welcome the Sun Back dance, says Tuvak, speaking about the performance the Ilisavik College puts on. Seeing drumming and dancing in our tradition, song and dance is very healing for people, she says. And this is from Time Magazine on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.